Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Emphasis on the dark, again. We are in Dark Anor Londo for the time being. We are going to go try to tackle the Dark Sun Gwendolyn. I might not have enough magic resistance for this, but we're going to give it a shot. This is one of the children of Gwyn, the only remaining child of Gwyn, member of the family, deity, the only remaining god in Anor Londo. He's in here. It's a very...
Heretic. First thou offendeth the Godmother, and now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great Lord. I am the Dark Sun, Gwendolyn. Let the atonement for thy felonies commenceth.
This is a really tough fight. We'll see how this goes. So, infinite, endless corridor that we have to run down while dodging his attacks. And every time we get close, he's going to teleport further back out of the way. And everything that he does is magic-based. Oh, and I'm just going to burn through all my Estus flasks without even being able to get close. Ooh, that hurts. Oh. Jeez. Okay, we got in a couple of solid hits though. Luckily, Gwendolyn is super frail. Oh, I forgot that that doesn't get blocked by the pillars. So, these attacks, we'll talk about them. That giant orb that keeps shooting past, it clips through walls and does decent damage. These arrows, the smaller ones here, do not clip through walls, and they do way more damage. This one right here is my favorite attack, because this is when we get our window to jump in and hit him. He lifts himself up on his creepy tentacle legs, and then shoots 2 sets of arrows at us, or 2 or 3, something like that. That is our best opening to get close and to attack. There we go.
Oh, heretic, swathed in dark, an eternal curse upon thee.
Alright, Soul of Gwendolyn, we murdered the Keeper of the Dark Moon Blades. This hallway is open now, so we can actually go check out Lord Gwyn's tomb. That fight is really easy if you're a ranged character, by the way. Specifically if you're using sorceries, homing crystal soul mass kind of comes to mind. It makes that fight a fair bit easier. But that wasn't too bad. So an actual chest here. Miracle, the Sunlight Blade. You can't really see it because it's dark, but there's like flowers up there on this, which is presumably a sarcophagus or a tomb for Lord Gwyn. So there's the brass armor set, which is pretty cool. I like that armor set. Nothing back here. And you're empty. That's stupid. So the brass armor set, if I'm not mistaken, is the set that's worn by the Firekeeper in Anor Londo, who we already killed. Yeah, Helm of the Dark Moon Nitus, Firekeeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwendolyn at the Mausoleum of the Spiral Depths. She became a Blade of the Dark Moon and assumed the flame-keeping duty. She received this helm, which hides her hideous form and helps her hunt the guilty. So, pretty cool helmet, actually. I like the little doodad on the back there. I think it's really neat. It's heavy, though. It gives us the super heavy roll if we're rolling with this setup. So I'm not actually going to be wearing it, but, you know, it was neat. Again, I have so much crap. I really should remember to do something about it, although I never will. Alright, so Anor Londo is done. If we hang out here for too long, we could potentially have Dark Moon Blades try to invade us. I would like to avoid that if at all possible. Though it's not the end of the world if it does happen. It's just going to slow things down a bit. Alright, so all we really have left is to go check out the Lost Izalith and the Demon Ruins, that whole area, the fire area, down beyond Blighttown. So that's where I shall be headed. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's one more Covenant that I haven't actually discovered yet in this game, in this playthrough. It's the Covenant that I spent all my time in my first playthrough of Dark Souls. The Warriors of Sunlight. Let's level up. Keep boosting that strength little by little. We're not really getting any serious benefit out of that, but meh. Yeah, so I'm not super concerned about finding that other Covenant. It's kind of tricky to get to. Kind of, a little bit. And I have no real desire to be in that Covenant right now. Alright, Demon Ruins. Fairly familiar territory here that we're going through yet again. We already got invaded by Kirk, the Knight of Thorns, when we were down here previously as a human. Don't want to fall off there. I would probably survive. I'm still not keen on wasting Estus and just taking unnecessary damage at this point. We killed a whole flock of the Taurus demons in here while I was trying to get my demonic great axe Clementine here. They don't respawn. The Capra demons do. I'm sure I mention this every time I come through here. Cool, and one jump attack is enough to kill them. I forgot about that. So we'll go this way. I'm going to just drop down to get to the bonfire over here. If we had not already activated the bonfire and killed the rockworm that protects it, this would just be suicide, because I'd drop down and the rockworm would pop out and just murder me. But we killed the worm doesn't respawn, so bonfire. Plus this will give us a nice, lovely little checkpoint here. We're going to go right over there. You can see the fog wall already. We're going to go in there. There's a boss. It's really tough. Actually, I might not be able to finish a sentence. I might need to actually change my armor to something a bit more fire resistant while we're in here. Because I don't know if you're getting a fire vibe from this place. But fire is kind of a theme of this area, I say, as we fight these fire-breathing statues. And like, I don't know, it may even be worth it to swap out our poise ring for the flame stoneplate ring. It at least puts our fire resistance on par with our magic resistance. So hopefully that helps. So I don't know if I've mentioned it, but if we go this way off to the left, past that Taurus demon, then there's another Taurus demon on the back there, and then we go along through those archways, and then you get surrounded by rockworms. They pop out and they trap you. There's a chest back there, and it contains one of the embers. I think the large fire ember or something. I forget which one, but it's either the very large fire ember or the chaos ember. It's one of those two. Neither of which I'm going to use. And it goes to the blacksmith in the catacombs, who I haven't actually shown off in this playthrough. I should probably add that to my to-do list. Yes, welcome to the Demon Fire Sage, by the way. No fancy cutscenes, no intro, nothing like that. It's a very familiar form of a demon. We have fought this sort of creature several times before. We are in a very narrow hallway, though, which makes maneuvering around this thing kind of difficult. And just like the Asylum Demon, or the Stray Demon when we returned to the Asylum for a second time, this guy has some of the has some of the similar attacks. Let me focus on not dying here real quick. Yeah, so he has very similar attacks, except they are all fire-based instead of magic-based. The one back in the Asylum was mostly magic-based. So like all of its explosions did magic damage and whatnot, which is part of why I wanted to get some magic resistance before we went in there. These are fire. Generally, though, his moveset is going to be the same. I think the Demon Fire Sage here hits a bit harder. And you're dead now. Awesome. I usually have a little bit more trouble with this enemy. And we get the Demon's Catalyst. So we get their staff thing that he was using. And we can actually use that as a catalyst, like to cast sorceries. Which I'm not going to bother with, because I am still not using any sort of spells. Just not going to happen on this playthrough. Forget which way I want to go here. Aha. I believe we want to go through that fog wall bottom there, which naturally means that I'm not going to do that yet. Yeah, these statues are just pushovers. They're like such a pathetic enemy, and we encounter so many of them throughout the Demon Ruins in Lost Izalith. They're not a challenge at all. Okay. Weird dead end on that side. Weird dead end on this side. We go forward. I think there's just a drop off, and that goes back into the room where we fought the Demon Fire Sage. Yeah, that's like the backside of a Taurus demon right out there. So, not going to go that way. But, if we step on this thing in the middle here... Yay! Magical elevator! And we're back up into Quelaag's domain, so we can now warp to that bonfire there, and then ride this elevator shortcut right on down into the Demon Ruins. and bypass just a good portion of that out of the way bit that I've been working through. I think that's the Taurus demon that I want nothing to do with. So we can just turn right back around and head back over in this direction. This area has a lot of bosses, and Lost Izalith itself has some pretty nasty enemies in there. So I'm kind of not looking forward to that. Usually I have some sort of ranged attack when I play this game. I'm making it a point to play right now without any sort of ranged attack. Like, that's kind of my own fun little challenge. Although it's still not much of a challenge, because this is my... Clementine here eliminates most challenge from the game. But, yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that. But there's a lot of bosses in this area. So I'm assuming that we'll be able to deal with the next boss here. I think it's just on the other side. Huh, the Knight Solaire. Okay. And Carrot too. Sure, you know what? You guys can both come join me. Oh, the other guy disappeared. I should have summoned that one first. We'll give him a moment and see if his summon sign pops back up. In the meantime, hello Solaire, how are you? No response. Yeah, okay, it looks like that other person is not going to come back. Which is fine. This boss sucks. This is kind of a difficult one. Alright, welcome to the Centipede Demon boss fight. I have to do something that's a little bit crazy. We have to run across the lava here, which just does like an offensive amount of damage, to try to get over here to this corner. This is kind of the only spot that's actually large enough to fight the Centipede Demon. Or at least to do it reliably. Solaire, what are you doing? Come over here, buddy. This way. Come on, here boy. You can do it. At least Solaire seems to have crazy high fire resistance. That's awesome. He's probably wearing the ring that you get from this boss fight. So yes, welcome to the Centipede Demon boss fight. I would like to try to chop off its tail, which may or may not be required to get the ring. Yeah, this fight's a little bit disorienting. There we go. Tail's off. The tail turns into a centipede, like a creature that's still alive, so we actually needed to chop it off and kill it there. And then we get the... oh, hello. We got the orange charred ring, which will let us basically walk through lava and not take... we still take some damage, but we don't take the crazy offensive amount of damage that we take currently. And then now we can just go to town on this. Oh, that's an irritating attack. What? On camera. Camera, what are you doing? Solaire's probably gonna die, which is sad. Oh, did you regenerate your tail? I didn't know you could do that. Look at that. Solaire lived and everything. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good feeling. Goodbye, Solaire. I will miss you. I hope we meet again in, like, 60 seconds. Okay, so ring. We are now going to be wearing the orange charred ring. An orange ring enchanted by a witch reduces lava damage. Since his sores were inflamed by lava from birth, the witch sisters gave him this special ring. But fool that he is, he readily dropped it, and from that spot, a terrible centipede demon was born. I wonder if they're referring to, like, ceaseless discharge or something? I don't know. And the witch sisters, I'm assuming, are the pyromancy witches, Quelaag, Quelana, and Quelan. So this is a spot that always confused me the first time I played the game. I spent a good portion of time trying to figure out how to get through what obviously looks like a door here, right? Like, how do I get through this? Where do I go? Like, there's a crack in there. How do I make this open? Please open. Yeah, no, that's not what you actually do. Just kind of arbitrarily over here, there's a hole in the wall. It's a little bit difficult to see until you get right up next to it, actually. But, yes. Oh. Well, what a surprise. I'm shocked. I'm just absolutely shocked to see you here.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
Solaire, he's kind of losing his marbles a little bit here.
Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
This is where things get kind of interesting in Solaire's storyline. So, I already did a thing, and that thing is joining the Daughters of Chaos Covenant, giving her 30 humanity, opening the door, going through the secret door, and killing the maggots to get the actual Sunlight Maggot helmet here. If you do get this before fighting the centipede demon and coming here to talk to Solaire, then it changes the outcome of his storyline. If you don't, Solaire here, who's looking for his son, like, he's following the gross incandescence of the sun. He wants to follow in the footsteps of Lord Gwyn, who is, you know, someone that Solaire really looks up to or something, but, like, his quest is to find a son, the son. He wants to...
Why?
And then here he's kind of wavering. He's fallen apart. He's despairing. He can't find it.
Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it.
You can hear just like the despair in his voice. He's about to give up. If we had not gotten the Sunlight Maggot, Solaire would actually go off and find that Sunlight Maggot on his own. And I mean, you have to admit, it does look kind of like a sun when we put this thing on our head. Especially when it's glowing like that. So Solaire actually will wear this thing on his head, and then he'll turn a hollow, and he'll just kind of go crazy, and you'll have to fight him and kill him there.
What?
So, that's the quote-unquote bad ending to the Solaire storyline. Where the sun that he finds is a chaos maggot, and he sticks it on his head and goes hollow. Isn't that fun? Doesn't that just sound like fun? I'm shooting for 60 strength, and then I'll probably go back to vitality for my level ups. Although I don't think we have too many more level ups between here and the end of the game. Okie dokie. Welcome to maybe one of my least favorite parts of the entire game. These enemies up here are just the worst. They actually used to be the worst. They used to have like crazy long aggro ranges where they would come after you from like really far away. They massively nerfed these enemies in the patch when Artorias of the Abyss, the DLC, came out. So now I think we can actually run through here without aggroing many or any of these enemies. And I am okay with that. Like, just right here, where I'm standing right now, I would have had 1, 2, maybe 2 or 3 of these enemies coming after me. But now they have really, really small aggro ranges. Like, in order to kind of rebalance them, I think they went over... Yeah, I think they went a bit overboard with the nerf bat. Apologies for the orange screen bleed. It's just a thing that you have to deal with in here. It does kind of suck, I know. Not really anything we can do about that, though. So I would like to hopefully not anger any of these enemies. Yeah, we're just going to make a break for it here. They hit pretty hard. They're pretty tough to deal with if you're a melee character. So I'm going to try to avoid them as much as possible. Sorry, those all just... They look like they should be secret illusionary walls. See, look how close we are to this one. He's not going to attack. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to ignore those statues. They're dumb. They're a waste of time. I should also point out that as you run through this area, through the lava... While I'm not taking much damage, I believe the lava is still doing like full durability damage to all the gear that I have equipped. So if you run through here a lot, like if you die a couple times and, you know, need to keep running through here or whatever the case may be, you will probably just burn up all your equipment. Like, you need to really keep a close eye on that sort of thing. I don't even have a repair box. I don't think I ever bought that. So I'm just going to kind of have to roll with the punches, I guess. But it is a thing that you really need to be careful in this area. See, you're right there. I don't even want to get near you. By the way, all these weird, like, T-Rex leg enemy things out here, leg demons, they're legs and tails. They don't seem to have torsos or heads or anything. I don't know. Whatever they are, they're creepy. They are all unique enemies. When you kill any of them, whichever ones you've killed will stay dead. They will not respawn. So that is something good. Is this what I want? Yes. So we're going to kindle the crap out of this one. And at the risk of making this video a bit longer than I should, you're going to make a mad dash across the lava here again. Oops, hello. Caught up on the geometry there a little bit. So this is Lost Izalith up here. And this is where we're actually going to be going and exploring and doing some questy stuff and fighting a boss and all that sort of nonsense. So I'm going to just kind of have a stab at that sort of thing right now. There's a good bit of stuff that we can clear out immediately here. For starters, we can kill a bunch of these stupid stone statues because they're all going to come to life, and they're not a threat. I say they all come to life, and then I attack the one that doesn't. They're not a huge threat, but there are enough of them that will be following us around here and maybe hindering my exploration that I'm just going to go ahead and kill them. Can I not get over this? Seriously, game? Awesome. I'm completely stuck. Okay, well, you know what? I take it back. We're not going to explore. We're going to stand here. We're going to enjoy the scenery. Just going to stand here with my top hat. We're going to look. We're going to see there's an item, like on that branch right above my head over there. And I wonder what it is. We're just going to wonder forever. Certainly can't go get it. Oh, this game. Well, thank you all for joining me, and may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.